So my number 8 is actually a lot of people's number 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't care, actually. This is my least favorite Star Wars film of all. Attack of the Clones. Oh, I gotta do this calm because this movie really pisses me off. I hated the love story. I don't like sand. It's rough, it's coarse, it gets everywhere, but not like you. Or whatever he fucking said. And then the whole, not just the women, but the children. They're animals. I slaughter them like animals. I hate them. Like, oh my god, it's so cringy. How does anyone like this one? I had people come up and tell me I loved the love story in that one. I'm like, what movies have you watched in your time? Because let me tell you, sweetheart, that's not a love story. That dude's creepy. Don't watch me. Why not? Or don't look at me like that. Why not? It creeps me out. Sorry, milady. Who the fuck says that? Alright, anywho, the action was decent. I didn't like any of the lightsaber battles, though. Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku. Anakin kind of just held his arm out there to get chopped off. That was kind of weird to watch. And then Yoda versus Count Dooku. Yeah, a lot of people were kind of hyped about it. When I first saw it, when I was like, 2? I was like, yay! But now that I'm like older, I see it, and I'm like, what's going on here? Why is Yoda jumping from wall to wall? And none of the choreography really makes sense because it just, they're swinging at each other and some stuff's not hitting. I'm so confused. But anyways, this is the worst thing to call a Star Wars film. But you know what? We're done with this one. Next take. Fuck this thing. In first place, we have in seventh place, we have episode 1. Yeah, alright. Seventh place, we have the Phantom Menace. The one with Darth Maul in it, yeah. I hate this movie. Don't get me wrong, I really hate this movie. But I do like the action in it, and by action I mean the ending scene with Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn. I liked Qui-Gon Jinn's character. I liked seeing Liam Neeson in Star Wars. That was really cool. It had its moments of interesting stuff, but overall, yes, it was really bad. But I just think it was better than Attack of the Clones. Like, I don't know, I think the acting was better. I can't really put my finger on it. I mean, it's like comparing two piles of shit. I mean, and if you had to pick one that's better, I mean, in the end, you're gonna pick one that's better, and I picked this one. So yeah, I mean, we're here. So yeah, let's go to number 6. In sixth place, we have episode 3. Revenge of the Sith. That's the name of it. My favorite out of the prequels, I mean, it's no lie that I don't like the prequels, but this one is my favorite out of them. It's probably my most watched Star Wars movie in general. I love all the action in this movie. This one has the most lightsaber battles of any Star Wars film. Didn't really like the Obi-Wan and General Grievous one. That one just looks stupid and pointless to me. But that's just my personal opinion, and that's all these are. Love the Mace Windu versus Sidious. Love Yoda versus Sidious. Obi-Wan versus Anakin was okay. It was dragged on far too long than it needed to be. It didn't need to be 14 minutes. 5 minutes would have been fine. But Ewan McGregor made me cry at the end. I mean, he was great in this movie. Like I said, a lot of the action was pretty good. You get to see the fall of the Jedi, even though that happened really too quick for me. I mean, overall, I don't enjoy this film too much, but I like watching it for the action. That's really about it. But I will say this is the best out of the prequels. Very good Star Wars movie. This could have been the best Star Wars movie of all time, but I feel like minor things by Lucas kind of screwed this up. But hey, live and let die. So, that's my number 6. I really don't know how to do this one right here. I really can't tell which one's better. I can't tell if it's Rogue One or The Force Awakens. Which one deserves to be number 5 and which one deserves to be number 4. You know what? I think I'll do a video, a versus video on this, because this is a very tough decision for me to make. And I know a lot of you are going to sit in the comments and say, "Oh no, Rogue One's better, Star Wars only. You're a stupid piece of Rancor shit. You're a Trump supporter. You're retarded." And I agree with you on a lot of what you just said about me, but you got to think of it like this: Rogue One's just fresh out the gate. It just came out, so a lot of people are going to think it's a lot better than The Force Awakens. And each one has their own faults. So, we're going to make a spin-off we're gonna make a spin-off YouTube video. Yeah, we're gonna call it a Star Wars only story, and it's gonna be Rogue One versus The Force Awakens. That's gonna be my next fucking video. You know what? Quote me on it. All right, so I guess this means the tie. This is 4 and 5 right here. Rogue One and The Force Awakens. I can't pick right now. I can't pick. Oh my god. Anywho, let's get on to number 3, my third favorite one. In third place, we have A New Hope. Now, this might throw a couple of you guys curveballs. How are you gonna say the first Star Wars film, is number 3? How are the other two better? Well, it's personal preference. I do love this movie. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really, really good. But I just like the other two better. That's just how I feel about it. I love this movie to death, but there's some faults to it, of course. Like, why the hell Princess Leia doesn't cry when her planet is destroyed? That was kind of confusing. Why didn't they shoot down the escape pod, even though they're like, oh, there's no life signs on it? Well, better be safe than sorry, right? Like, there's just small things like that, but honestly, I watch this film now and it puts me to sleep. Now, you can comment and tell me I'm a fake fan for that all you want, but when you've seen this movie 200, 300, 400, 500 times, it's just background music and it's relaxing because I know how it ends. That's why children love books that they've already been read to and they've already read, because they like knowing what happens at the end. That's how I am with this film. I know what happens, so it's background music. I enjoy it. I think it's really good. Like, it's my top 3, but it's not my favorite. Boo-hoo. Next one. At number 2, we have The Return of the Jedi. Now, actually, this is my favorite Star Wars movie. I like it a lot better than I like Empire Strikes Back. But I have to admit which one's better. I personally think this is one of the best, if not the best. It's my personal favorite. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, I know this is not as good as Empire Strikes Back. I know that, but I like it the best because of the emotion that goes into this compared to the other two of the originals and compared to most of the other Star Wars movies in general. The conflicting part of having Luke decide between the dark side and the light side, of him having struggles on which one to go towards, seeing Anakin have the same struggle close to the end of the movie, or my bad, Darth Vader, where he's like, it's too late for me, son, and stuff like that. It's kind of nice to see things like that. And then the lightsaber battle at the end between Luke and Vader, when Luke's actual full-fledged Jedi, and I like seeing Luke as a Jedi getting his own lightsaber, and it's all green and everything, and that was really cool. I love the green lightsabers. It's just, I really like that one. The space battle was my favorite up until Rogue One. This one actually still might be my favorite. I don't know. It's just, I really like this movie a lot, and I think this is, I always think it's the best because it's my personal favorite, but I know that it's really not the best because there are some things that bring it down, like another Death Star and the Ewoks killing the Stormtroopers. I was like, that's kind of stupid, but I still love it. And at number 1, there's no surprise here, is The Empire Strikes Back. This is by far the best Star Wars film ever, and I mean, it's almost impossible to compete with this one. I know a lot of people said, Rogue One's better or just as good as Empire Strikes Back when it came out. A lot of critics are saying that. I disagree. There's a lot of reasons it's not. But this movie is damn near perfect, if not perfect. There's good comedy, amazing action. It ends kind of in a darker tone than we're used to for Star Wars. You know, it's just really good, honestly. And seeing, you know, Luke and Vader fight for the first time, and then Vader telling him, no, I am your father. I mean, that was a huge emotional scene, and that was the most iconic Star Wars scene of all time. I mean, even people who've never seen Star Wars know that line. That's how just classic this movie is itself. Seeing Boba Fett, just the battle on Hoth, Luke training, and Yoda saying, no, do or do not, there is no... I mean, this movie is just... It's the reason we love Star Wars. I mean, there's so much good things about this movie. It's just, you can't really find anything that's really bad about it. I can't think of anything. The only thing that I have a problem with this movie now is that I've seen it so much, it's just background music. So when I watch it, I'm just kind of like, I like the beginning and the end, but the middle kind of puts me to sleep because I'm so used to what's happening. I just zone out and I fall asleep. But I love this movie, and I know it is the best Star Wars movie of all time. Not my personal favorite, because, like I said, I like Return of the Jedi better, even though I know it's not as good as Empire Strikes Back. It's confusing to say. It's like liking a bad movie. You know the movie's bad, but you enjoy it. I can't think of a movie that I like that. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past with Matthew McConaughey in it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I think it's funny, I think it's good, and I love it. But I know it's not a great movie. It's things like that, you know? So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are my top 8 Star Wars movies. I know Rogue One and The Force Awakens are kind of tied on my list. I am going to make a video on which one or the other is better, and I'm really going to sit down and analyze, there we go, English guys. I'm going to analyze which one I think is better and go over each film, because that's a tough one, honestly. That's a really big, tough one. So, yeah, we're going to go through that. We're going to do that in my next video. So, hope you guys liked the video. Comment, like, subscribe. I am Star Wars Only. May the Force be with you always.